of knockout, Blachowicz.
Right there. You want to tell him something? You promised me that in the show when I meet you. You are next. Let's do this. Tell me when. Tell me. Give me the place and time.
Oh yeah, Jan has great knockout power. Very technical. His fundamentals are very sharp, and yeah, I think it's gonna make a great event.
How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with more of our UFC save in WMMA 5, and we have for you here UFC 254 Jones versus Blachowicz. Super excited to bring this for you guys. I have a lot to talk about both in-game and real-life UFC. This Saturday, UFC 250 Nunes versus Felicia Spencer. I'm probably going to go through the fight card and give my predictions. But let's get started. Let's get right into it here. UFC 254, Jones versus Blachowicz. And I mean, what a card we have for you here, and not the only card going on today. As you can see, M1, AFC, CWFC, EFC, KOTC, Jungle Fight, and Invicta, and KSW, and RCC, all running shows tonight. It's going to be quite the crowded party here, but I am excited to bring it here to you guys here tonight. Fight card for the card as follows. Main event, Jon Jones taking on Jan Blachowicz for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Co-main event, Weili Zhang defending her title against Rose Namajunas. Uriah Faber versus John Dodson in the bantamweight division. Junior Dos Santos taking on Alexei Oleinik in the heavyweight division. And Holly Holm faces off Caitlin Vieira in the bantamweight division. All right, let's check. Demacia Page joins the UFC in the flyweight division, of course. Stripped of title. Anybody else that we want to take a look at? Ooh, Rustam Karamov, undefeated 17-0. I like that. Take a look at this kid. One of the offers he'd consider. Who else is trying to sign him? ACA, RCC, and Fenn. Offering him $3,600 apiece. Let's go straight in with $5K. And he'll definitely accept for sure. How's it going, you guys? Happy I could bring you now. This is the UFC save. UFC 254, Jones versus Blachowicz. Let's see if we can check some of this out. Ooh, Michelle Nicolini. Who are you? Flyweight out of 1. 6-1. I like that. Let's come in with 3K. Seriously consider signing. All right. How are you guys doing? Glad I can bring this back to you after quite some time that I've been away from this save. Mid-level regional in America, 10-4. Does not look to be all the best. Mark RB28, thank you for the follow, my man. Hope that you're enjoying. And glad to see that you've come in. All right, Aziz, Jeremy Kennedy signs. Ooh, Mikhail Kolobegov, middleweight, 14-4-2. Couple wins in ACA, mid-level regional, unknown in America though, so not today. Ryan McMahon, no thank you. Let's see here. Anything else we got going on? Been watching on YouTube, so I'm happy I can finally catch a stream. Well, I'm glad that you're here too, Mark. UFC 254 is about to get underway. As soon as I get all this, tinkering stuff done with, all the looking at emails and whatnot. No one else are really interested in there. CES MMA have approached Kyler Phillips. Only offer he's considering, well, that's good. He's coming off a win over Dvalishvili, but he did miss weight. Lee versus Enjo Kwani. Christian Lee beat Enjo Kwani, but he's not available to negotiate with just yet. So we're all good there. Gluttony, what's up, man? We got a UFC stuff going on right now. I'm glad that you were able to join me for the the Pride save that I was doing earlier on. Happy that you were able to join me. All right. So it looks like we're all done on that front. Let's just make sure that everything else is good. Yep, everything else is good there. Broadcast team, everything looks good. So let's get straight into it, huh? UFC 254, Jones versus Blachowicz. Show taking place in Nevada, in Las Vegas, of course. Fight capital of the world. And our first prelim of the afternoon, Uncle Creepy Ian McCall taking on Jordan Espinosa. 13-7-1 taking on 14-7-1. Espinosa, number 12, flyweight. And Ian McCall, the number 17 flyweight. I'm picking Espinosa here, minus 410 favorite. And he actually loses via split decision. And good for Ian McCall, getting a split decision in his favor for once. Improving to 14-7-1. Espinosa with his 8th loss of his career. And he would like to face Mateus Nicolau next. Good for Ian McCall. You got John via TKO in the second round. You think Jones is really... So, I will get to that after this card. Don't believe me. There's a lot of news that I kind of want to go over. I will get to that soon. Short answer, no. The Celtic Kid, Jake Matthews, Tim the Dirty Bird Means. In the welterweight division, small favorite is Tim Means. The Celtic Kid is 16-4. And Tim Means gets the win via unanimous decision. Coming off the loss to Daniel Rodriguez, a big win over a young prospect in Jake Matthews, and he is proving to be a charismatic interviewee. Felicia Spencer, who is actually this weekend fighting for the featherweight title against Amanda Nunes, who probably won't win, but is fighting Daria Ibragimova in what is a tournament fight. We're doing a little tournament to decide who's going to fight Amanda Nunes for the featherweight title in game. Just because she's kind of got her stuff. She's kind of busy in the bantamweight division. So, you know. Felicia Spencer, a big favorite over Daria Ibragimova. Felicia Spencer gets the win via rear naked choke. But this is good because whoever wins this tournament to get the right to fight Amanda Nunes will have a little bit more of a popularity boost. So, you know, good to see there. Spencer has 3 straight wins now over Zara Ferran dos Santos, Megan Anderson, and now Ibragimova. She welcomes everyone out to the club to go party with her. Do you guys want to party with Felicia Spencer? Groovy Lando Venata taking on Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. 11-4-2 taking on 14-3. Lando's a little bit better than that record would indicate. Hot Sauce Holtzman, the small favorite, and he loses via TKO in round 1. Looks to be a performance of the night, possibly, for Lando Venata. Coming off a win over Yancy Medeiros, and now getting a big win here as well. If she's buying, then yeah. Hey, Felicia Spencer's buying. I'll take a couple drinks. All right, Greg Hardy taking on Alexander King Kong Romanov. Now, Greg Hardy, of course, in real life is coming off a win. I cannot remember who it was against. But before that, he lost via unanimous decision against Alexander Volkov. All credit to him. Going to a decision against a very good heavyweight in Alexander Volkov. Taking on prospect Alexander Romanov out of Moldova, who this is his debut fight. So I'm going to pick Romanov. Crazier things have happened. And yep, via submission in round number 1, King Kong Romanov gets the win. He's happy to have won in his UFC debut. All right, in a very important bantamweight fight, Marion Renault taking on Macy Chiasson. Chiasson has recently come into some hot water in real life because she was kind of talking trash on a Bellator fighter. I can't remember her name right now, but a Bellator fighter who's a fighter and a is Valerie Ladorno. I can't remember her last name, but her first name's Valerie. But she's a fighter and she's a model at the same time. And so she was posting stuff on her Instagram. You know, she is attractive, so she's going to post stuff on there. And Macy Chiasson was basically like, I can't believe this is what women's MMA is, blah, blah, blah. We're posting our bodies, blah, blah, blah. You're basically prostituting yourself. You know, shit like that. People did not take kindly to that. I get it. You want to be seen as like a big deal and you want to be seen as, you know, serious. But, you know, women in MMA have to find a way to get popular, like, however they can. You know what I mean? Macy Chiasson, prime example. Macy Chiasson is the Ultimate Fighter winner. Almost no one knows who she is. Now, she may be a contender and she may be fighting for the title within the next couple fights that she has, but no one knows who she is right now. Macy is hating. Yes, she is. And she's the underdog against 43-year-old Marion Renault. Yes, Macy is just jealous. Everyone is kind of crapping on her for that, and I agree. I mean, if in the back of your mind, if you want women's MMA to be this thing where no one looks at you, like sex appeal-wise, and it's purely based off your skill, cool. Amanda Nunes will be a lot more respected. Amanda Nunes will be a lot more popular. That's just not the way it is, though. That's just life. You know what I mean? Attractive people get more attention. That's why Paige Van Zandt gets more attention. You know? That's why Joanna gets a little bit more attention. That's why Ronda got a lot more attention because she was a, you know, fairly attractive female and she was kicking ass. You know what I mean? So yeah, Macy was just hating. It is what it is. Now let's see if she eats her words against 43-year-old Marion Renault. She does. Rear naked choke in round number 3. She loses in a fantastic fight. Now Renault could retire here, which would suck because she's number 6. And she would more than likely be one fight away from a title fight. And she doesn't retire. Fantastic war. Love to see that. Marion Renault gets the win. Ricky Simone fighting Frankie the Answer Edgar. Small favorite is Frankie Edgar. Simone, of course, coming off the loss to Uriah Faber, lost to Rob Font, but then in-game has a win over Yadong Song. Frankie Edgar, in-game, has a loss to Uriah Faber to his name. I'm going to take Edgar here, 8 years the elder, a lot more experience, and he loses. Wow. Ricky Simone getting a big win over Frankie Edgar. That's huge for his career. She's the modern day Randy Couture. Are you talking about... Oh, Renault, yeah. Well, that's if she can win the title, though. All right, blonde fighter Caitlin Chukagian, who, to her credit, absolutely destroyed Antonina Shevchenko. Just 3 rounds of pure dominance. And on the ground. She's normally, like, a striker, Chukagian. But she just dominated Shevchenko. And I love the idea of her losing to Valentina and then just saying, okay, let me fight your sister. Let me get that Shevchenko. It'll say Chukagian versus Shevchenko. I won. That's little, time to cut Frankie. Are you talking in real life? No, I don't think so, because he's too popular to let go. You know what I mean? Unless he were to, like, murder 3 kids, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm cutting him, because he's still at least mid-level national in game, so he still has a little bit of name value to his name, you know what I mean? So letting him go to Bellator or letting him go to, like, Ryzen or something like that, he's going to be a big commodity to that company. And he's going to be winning, too, so he's going to get even more popular. But anyways, Chukagian, in-game? No, not in-game. But yeah, Chukagian, all the credit to her, dominated Antonina. Big win for her. Maybe she's only a fight or 2 away from getting a win, or getting a title fight again. Taking on Lauren the Pirate Murphy in what is essentially a title eliminator. Blonde fighter, one of the worst nicknames in the UFC. It's up there. Heavy favorite against Lauren the Pirate Murphy. Lauren is coming off 3 straight wins, the last one being over Jessica Ai, which is why she's fighting for a title shot here against Chukagian, who has a win over Roxanne Modafferi. I'm going to take Chukagian here, and she does get the win via knockout in round 3. So Chukagian just starching Lauren Murphy. And she would like to fight Valentina Shevchenko next. And if we take a look here, Chukagian versus Murphy. Oh, no, not Chukiaga. Boom. Chukagian is now the #1 contender for the flyweight title. Once again, I mean, we'll see if she does any better. We'll see if she does any better. Why is Lad there? She hasn't, is there anything else funky about this? Who's the other title fight on this card? It was Nama Yunus, right? Okay. So yeah, she's going to be fighting Shevchenko next. We calling out the champ? Yes, sir. And we're doing it on ESPN+. Edmund Shabazian taking on Omari Akhmedov in the middleweight division. Huge favorite, Shabazian. I'm putting a little bit of effort into him, trying to build him up. Only 22 years old. He's coming off a loss to Kelvin Gastelum. Tried him out a little bit too hard. Taking on Omari Akhmedov, who's coming off a win out of game over Ian Heinisch. Just hasn't had a fight yet. I'm going to take Shabazian, and he loses. Uh-oh. So our boy, losing to Omari Akhmedov via rear naked choke in round #1. That is no good. Credit to Akhmedov, and he wants to fight Antonio Carlos Jr. next. All right. Leon Rocky Edwards finally getting another fight against Gunnar Gunny Nelson. It sucks that Leon's kind of been, jumped over by Gilbert Burns. He got the Tyrant fight. Burns is probably going to get the next title fight against Usman. Sucks for him. In game, he lost, so it is what it is. Last prelim, last fight for Leon Edwards was a loss to Michael Chiesa. Gunnar Nelson coming off a win over Rafael dos Anjos. Before that, lost to Leon Edwards and Gilbert Burns. So pretty good losses on his record. Gunnar Nelson is a heavy favorite, which is wild because in real life, Leon Edwards would be a massive favorite. He already beat him. And Edwards does it again. TKO in round #2. Leon Rocky Edwards gets back in the win column. That was very, very, very necessary for him. And maybe that sets up a Masvidal fight somewhere down the line. We don't know. All right, everyone's paid their $65 shit. Everyone's paid their money. Face the Pain plays. Holly Holm versus Caitlin Vieira, the first fight on the main card. Caitlin Vieira, small favorite at minus 200. Last coming off a win over Rocky Pennington. Holly Holm coming off a loss to Juliana Pena, but she didn't want to fight anyone that isn't that popular. So now she loses to Vieira. Vieira is probably fighting for the bantamweight title. And I kind of hope that Vieira wins, just so Holly Holm's kind of brought down to earth a little bit. Low-level international. I mean, and she loses. That's great. Yep, cool. So Holly Holm vindicated by getting the win via TKO in round number 1 over Vieira. So now we don't really know what's going to happen at bantamweight. And Holly Holm wants to party with everybody too. I thought she was the preacher's daughter. I thought you were a good girl, Holly. Now you're telling you want to go to the bar and you want to celebrate with everybody. I mean, you're 30 years old. You're a grown woman. You can do what you want, but I figured it would be different. I'm telling you, letting her ego get to her head. Next fight on the main card, Junior Dos Santos taking on Alexei Oleinik. Alexei Oleinik in game, coming off a win over Marcin Tybura. Junior Dos Santos in game, coming off a win over Alistair Overeem. And Junior Dos Santos gets the win. It's church wine. Junior Dos Santos gets the win via split decision. So 36 years old, Junior Dos Santos with a win over Oleinik and Overeem. What's next for Junior Dos Santos? That is to be seen. Showing his respect, he gives praise to Oleinik. You'd love to see that. The California Kid, Uriah Faber, taking on JON the Magician Dodson. Uriah Faber 41, John Dodson 35. Dodson in game, coming off a win over Cody Garbrandt, main event of an ESPN fight card. Also has that win over Nathaniel Wood, so he's getting up there. Number 7 bantamweight, taking on Uriah Faber. Number 12 bantamweight, coming off a win over Frankie Edgar. I'm going to take John Dodson here, actually. Yeah, I got John as well. I feel like maybe Uriah's age is getting to him a little bit too much. Who knows, though? The California Kid, Uriah Faber, at 41 years of age, wins via submission in round number 3. Now, does he retire here? I hope he doesn't. And he doesn't. Has a lot of respect for John Dodson. Uriah Faber's the whole package. Awesome. Uriah Faber in the win column as we reach our co-main event of the evening. Magnum Weili Zhang taking on Thug Rose Namajunas for the strawweight. For the strawweight championship of the world. Thug Rose 9-4. A win over Jessica Andrade, and that's why she's fighting for the title. Her 4 out of her last 5 fights are for titles. That's insane. And then, of course, Weili Zhang coming off the title defense over Joanna. Incredible. And Thug Rose is favored. 9-4 versus 21-1. I don't know on board, says Thug Rose. What does everyone else think? Thug Rose or Zhang to defend here? We shall see. Strawweight title on the line. Mark says Thug Rose. Gluttony says Weili. Let's go. Herb Dean, the referee. And we are underway. Meeting in the center. Big right hand just misses. RBM wants Zhang to win. I think Namajunas in real life is fighting Andrade again, which, sure, but I don't know. It just feels weird that they literally just fought each other. Now they're going to fight again, Left open. Evades a big right punch. Striking exchange. Weili lands a left. Final minute of round number 1. Namajunas pressuring. Right hand connects for Namajunas. Right hook lands for Wei Li. Big strike. Namajunas eats a right hook. Can't stand anymore. The winner. Oh my God. Hold on. Hold the phone. Magnum Weili Zhang wins in round number 1 via TKO. What happened? Weili lands a left jab and also lands a nice right hook. Namajunas wobbles, but does not go down. She is hurt. She covers up and backs up until trapped against the cage. Weili is already advancing to try and finish. Namajunas, you said DC is crying? Yeah. The Rose. The Rose. Barely able to stand anymore. The cage is the only reason she is still upright. Referee Herb Dean pulls Weili away, stopping the fight. Namajunas is left slumped against the cage, dazed and wobbling. Wow, so it was basically like how Johnny Walker got stopped. Namajunas took more shots than necessary. In my opinion, referee Herb Dean should have gotten in there quicker. Winner by TKO, Magnum Weili Zhang. That's not her first strawweight title defense, but okay. A great fight ends in round number 1, and your winner and still champion, Magnum Weili Zhang versus Shevchenko. That could be interesting. But we already got a number 1 contender in Chukagian. But, I mean, if the strawweight division, what do we have going on in the strawweight division? We already have Suarez. Oh, hold on. I don't need this. Don't save that. So yeah, Chukagian. So now we have no idea what's going on at bantamweight. So yeah, Suarez is next in line. Her being with a bad stoppage. It happens. It happens. Bantamweight, we don't know what's going on. Suarez, Chukagian. Alright. The camera loves Weili Zhang. You have Jones, but you're rooting against him. I mean, do you? Jon Jones is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I know he's an asshole. I know he's a piece of crap. But just the talent that he has is too much. Jon Jones in the main event defending his light heavyweight title against Jan Blachowicz. Only a minus 150 favorite. Now, is Jan Blachowicz going to win here? That is to be seen. Jones or Jan, who do you guys have? Jan Blachowicz doesn't have a fight in this game because he was already the number 1 contender. Jon Jones, same thing. This is his first defense. Let's get going. Light heavyweight title on the line. Main events. Let's do this. Jason Herzog, your referee. And here we go. Oh, this could go the distance. That's what I'm afraid of. If it goes the distance, it's probably going to be Jon. Jones clinches. Oh, yeah, his wrestling. I forgot about that. Trip takedown. Blocks it. Jones looking for another takedown. Can't stop it. Jones backs off. Gets both hooks in. Looking for the finish. Submission attempt. And he gets it. Wow. Three minutes. Already had both hooks in. 2 minutes into the fight. Both hooks in. Good control of the body. Just gets the rear naked choke. Blachowicz taps out in 2.5 minutes. 3:04. Let me do the Bruce buffer. Give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog has stopped this contest at 3 minutes 4 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones. C- announcement there. I'm not. I am not Bruce Buffer, but there it is. Jon Bones Jones defends his title in elementary fashion. Rear naked choke. UFC light heavyweight title still around his waist. Jeez. He celebrates continuing his reign as champion. And that is that. 15,000 in attendance in Nevada. It made only 1.8 million off pay-per-view. I don't know how we're going to make more money off pay-per-view. I really don't. We'll figure it out somehow. We're going to lose money on this card. I already know it. Popularity increases everywhere. That is good to see. Jon should go to heavyweight. I don't know about straight up go to heavyweight, but maybe definitely take a crack. A solid C+ with announcement. Thank you. So let's see here. Fight of the night. Jason versus Renault. We don't do KO of the night. Let's see. Who do we give performance bonuses to? No one. I don't want to necessarily do it to anyone up here, even though there are a lot of first round finishes. Let's see. I mean, Akhmedov. Akhmedov, yeah, because he beat Shabazian in submission. And then Lando Venata for the TKO win. Was there any knockout wins? Chukagian, maybe? TKO. Romanov submitting Greg Hardy. We're going to give it to Lando Venata, winning in impressive fashion and pretty early, too. All prelim performance bonuses, by the way. Good for them. Oh, wow. How? We made over $4 million on the gate? Okay. Jon Jones is a draw? I guess. Holly Holm is a draw? Dos Santos? Well, yeah, we had a lot of help here. $2 million profit. Love to see that. Except cookies, fine. All right. UFC 250 Nunes versus Spencer. While the game is loading, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. Early prelims. Evan Dunham taking on Herbert Burns. His brother Gilbert coming off a main event win. Evan Dunham, a veteran of the UFC. Herbert Burns came into fire after being on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. I'm going to pick Herbert Burns here. I think maybe just the momentum. I know it sounds really stupid, but I think the momentum of his brother winning, plus him, having a little bit of confidence after, the fights that he's had, I think Herbert Burns takes it here. Alonzo Menafield versus Devin Clark. Without a doubt, Menafield has power in those hands. Undefeated. Another Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series guy. I think he takes the win here. And I'm going to say Menafield via stoppage over Devin Clark. Hussier Formiga taking on Alex Perez. I've seen Alex Perez fight live. I think Hussier Formiga, he's really good with pressure, and not just pressure like striking, with like clinching and things like that. I think Formiga might be a little bit too much for Alex Perez, so I think Hussier Formiga takes it. I'm going to say via decision. All right, the prelims on ESPN, starting out with Maki Pitolo and Charles Byrd. I really don't have a dog in this fight, but I do remember seeing Pitolo, and he had a pretty good showing on Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. So I'm going to just go ahead and pick him. I'll be lying if I say I know a lot about both of these guys, but I'm going to pick Pitolo. In the featherweight division, Brian Boom Kelleher, former bantamweight, by the way, taking on Cody Stamann, former bantamweight, by the way. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take I don't know if he's an underdog, but I'm going to take Brian Kelleher. He's had a pretty good showing in his last couple of fights. And I think he's coming off a win over Odie Osborne, right? Oh, good Lord, my internet is slow. Where where can I see his most recent results? Oh, that's right. He knocked out Hunter Azure like 3 weeks ago. So cool. Good for Brian Kelleher. And then, yeah, the win over Odie Osborne. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take him there. Oh, no. No, we're good there. Where is... Oh, good lord. This is why I hate the UFC too. I hate the UFC website. It's very slow and it's very, like, hard to navigate. Okay. Back to the prelims. Ian Heinisch versus Gerald Meerschaert. I want Ian Heinisch to get back into the win column, but I really think Meerschaert's going to take it here. I know he's coming off a pretty good win. I know Heinisch ranked, but I don't think he's going to win. I think Meerschaert's going to take it. Chase Hooper, Ben Askren's son, taking on Alex Caceres. Chase Hooper, I'm going to say, gets the win here. They're definitely putting him in a good spot, putting him on the featured prelim. They want this kid to be good. They want this kid to be popular. Putting him up against a good test in Alex Caceres. Last time I saw Alex Caceres fight, he lost to Kron Gracie like really quickly via submission. So we'll see. Main card of the pay-per-view: Sean O'Malley versus Eddie Wineland. Sean O'Malley looks like he could be, Ben Askren's son, Chase Hooper's brother. Sean O'Malley's gonna get the win here over a tough veteran in Eddie Wineland. Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin. I'm going to pick Neil Magny here. I've always been a fan of his, and he's coming off a really good win as well over the Leech. I'm going to pick him. And what I think should be the co-main event, because it means a little bit more, Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen. Big Aljo fan. I think, everyone's talking about his striking. It's not that good. I think his wrestling is going to get the job done here. And I think everyone talking about his striking is going to lead into him, going after the wrestling a little bit more. Cody Garbrandt versus Rafael Assunção. This is set up so that way Cody Garbrandt can have a good showing. And I want Cody Garbrandt to win. I really do. And if he doesn't do anything stupid, like just spam right hooks, he's going to win this fight. Cody Garbrandt all the way. And then finally, Amanda Nunes defending her featherweight title against Felicia Phenom Spencer. Credit to Felicia Spencer. She's getting her crack at the UFC title. I think Amanda Nunes is just too good. But, crazier things have happened. I just don't think so. Not on this night. Amanda Nunes will still be your featherweight champion. And I'm currently waiting for the day to finish because there was a lot of fight cards, remember. And we're finally donezo. Uh-oh. This is the first thing that I saw. Khabib slams McGregor. History is doomed to repeat itself, isn't it? Cody is on a losing streak. I'm pretty sure it's like a 3 or 4 fight losing streak. Yeah, he's not going to get cut. You know what I mean? But he is having a bad time. Bellator is running a show tonight. DeFries defends his title. Reginaldo Vieira, 15-6, 2-0 in RCC. Low-level national in South America. Go ahead and sign this kid up. Kid, he's like 37. Let's see here. Simon Kalecki, 9-2, 3-1 in KSW, light heavyweight. Number 14 super heavyweight in the world. 204 can fight all the way to 234. He's coming off a loss though, so no thanks. Julia Stolyarenko, 11-3-1, 0-1 in the UFC already. Coming off a couple wins though. Yeah, why not? More women's bantamweight fighters. It's all because of TJ. I don't know if it's all because of TJ. It definitely doesn't help, you know, when he just spams right hooks and just tries to, you know, swing and bang, you know, with the boys. Micheletti, we'll let him get a little bit more seasoning. But he's definitely on the radar. Will Campazano in the flyweight division, though. 2 straight wins. Let's go ahead and get him back in here. Anderson extends Magomed Nurov, Marcel Fortuna. No. Salim Towery. Oh, 0-3 in the UFC. No thanks. Viazigan. Heavyweight. Unknown in America. I'll hold off. Alexandra Shidad, 16-2 lightweight. I like that. Boston Salmon. Hold off on him. Trinetta Meeville. Let's see. Felicia Spencer contract renewal. We'll go ahead and renew her. Let's see here. Benson Henderson got booked. Stephanie Egger contract renewal in Invicta. Coming off a win in Invicta. Good for her. But do I want to bring her back into the division? No, I don't think so. So Stephanie will be sending back to Invicta. Stephen Thompson gets one more shot. Though. I do too. I love Wonder Boy. I'm a big fan of his. And he's such a nice guy too. So, but yeah. Hopefully he gets another crack at the title at some point. He has to get probably at least another win or two before that happens. Uriah Faber needs to be re-signed. Let's go ahead and do that for him. How much was he on? He was on 105, and now he's going to be making 99. So Edmund Shabazian coming off 2 straight losses. Mid-level regional now. We're going to have to rebuild this kid up. Not good. Probably not going to be ranked anymore. John Dodson taking a loss to Uriah. He'll probably be out of the top 10, but we're going to keep him around for sure. Cornelia Holm, we need to send to Invicta. Tim Means needs to be re-signed. Yeah, welterweight's kind of messed up right now. And it's because everyone's kind of a diva. You know what I mean? Olenek. Everyone's kind of a diva in that welterweight division. It is what it is. Scott Holtzman. Give him 2 more fights. Hot Sauce. Love that nickname. Caitlin Vieira, you could have had a title shot. All you had to do was win, you know? All you had to do was win. Then you had to go and lose to Holly Holm. You really screwed the pooch on that one, Caitlin. Shukagian, on the other hand, good for you. You're going to be getting another title shot. Holly Holm, we're going to re-sign her. She was on 307. Now she's going to be on like 97. Sucks to suck, but we are keeping her around. Rose Namajunas, she's like 9-5 now, right? Yeah. We're definitely going to be keeping her around. Hopefully she can get a couple wins under her belt, though. Romanov needs to be re-signed. 1-0 in the UFC. Definitely keep him around. Coming off the win over Greg Hardy. And Philip DeFries beat Bedorf. Is he available to be signed? He is not. All right. So I think that is going to do it now for the UFC pay-per-view. Once again, going over the results. Jon Jones defends his light heavyweight title against Jan Blachowicz. Weili Zhang wins against Rose Namajunas. Uriah Faber wins against John Dodson. Junior Dos Santos, Alexei Oleinik. And Holly Holm wins against Caitlin Vieira. Prelims are right there if you want to take a look at it. Leon Edwards gets a win. Chukagian gets a win. Ricky Simone gets a win. Renault. Akhmedov beats Edmund Shabazian. All right, so that's going to do it for this, actually. I am going to go ahead and stop here. Thank you guys for joining me for UFC 254, Jones versus Blachowicz. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe as always. Be sure to follow me on Twitch at the links down below. And I will see you guys later. The next time I see you guys will be for my booking stream where I, take like forever to book, the next month of fight cards. But then after that, it'll be UFC on ESPN, Blades versus Volkov, live from Moscow, Russia. Main event, Curtis Blades as he takes on Alexander Volkov. I will see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day.